Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to go over a pair of unfortunate Steam game news, updates, whatever you want to call it. One of them, I think, is something that is a trend in gaming that is really, really unfortunate. It's not great. A lot of publishers are doing it. It's this fake early access gimmick that a lot of publishers are doing, but it stings a little bit more when you're paying for early access, and you're paying a good amount of money to get this quote-unquote early access, and then the game doesn't work when it's supposed to. And this has happened multiple times, since really this year, and it just happened twice with two notable titles coming out recently. So Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown came out yesterday for quote-unquote early access. Now, if you don't know, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is officially out on September the 12th, but you get early access by paying $70, I believe it is. Let me actually pull up the price here. I forget if it's 70 or 80. I do believe it's 70. No, it's $80 for the Gold Edition. $80 for the Gold Edition. You get 1 week early access on September the 5th. I think 1 week is kind of insane. You know, we've seen 48 hours, we've seen 96 hours, around that range. 1 week, I don't recall other games doing 1 week. And in fact, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is actually doing a gimmick that I hope other games don't follow on, where there's multiple special editions, and they're actually doing tiered early access, where if you buy the one level up upgrade, you get 48 hours of early access, and then if you buy the super duper gold edition, you get 1 week of early access. Now, you would think if you are paying a premium to play the game early, that they would make sure that the servers and connection is going to be working fine right out the gate. Well, in the case of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, they put out a post yesterday noting, "Dear players, we are pleased to confirm that the early unlock of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown has begun. All players who own the Gold Edition can now take their first spins on the island of Hong Kong. Some of you are currently experiencing connection issues with the servers and are unable to access the game. Our teams are doing everything possible to fix these issues as quickly as possible, so you can embark on this new Test Drive Unlimited adventure as soon as possible." They did also put out an update that seems like it has been getting better. Our server team has actively investigated the root cause of connection failures. We have implemented server optimizations to handle the high volume of players trying to access the game. Like, high volume? Is there really that many people playing Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown? Like, is it that many that bought the Gold Edition? It might be a decent amount. Obviously, launch day of any game, it's gonna be a decent amount, but I feel like, you know, it's not a Helldivers 2 situation, so that's just a little interesting to me, especially when you're talking about charging a $30 surplus on accessing the game early. You would want it to work it as quickly as possible. We have increased server capacity to reduce queues and connection failures. Our quality assurance team has conducted through thorough tests to ensure the stability of our fixes before deploying them. Now, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is not the only game that has experienced something like this year. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League experienced this, and Star Wars Outlaws recently experienced this with its early access as well. Guys, they are charging a premium amount of money. $30 in the case of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, $40 in the case of Star Wars Outlaws, to play these games quote-unquote early, and you're talking about paying a premium and then the game not working up to a standard of you paying a premium, and it happened with Suicide Squad as well. This is unacceptable. I don't even like the early access gimmick. I've been vocal about that for so long, but when you're doing a gimmick like this and then the game isn't working, yes, it's an online game, issues are to be expected, but to the extent of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown now having a mostly negative reception, 791 reviews and 33% positive, to be fair, it has gotten better. It was like 27% yesterday when the issues were at their height. You know, that's a real problem, and that is something that needs to be called out more. It would be, you know, it's not great when it's a Helldivers 2 situation and the game comes out and it's a lot more people playing it than expected and there are server issues, but in that case, you at least understand it's a small studio, the game is way popular than anyone could have ever imagined, and, you know, they weren't charging for early access on that game. In this case, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is not this game that is blowing up like everybody's talking about it. I had a vested interest in it, and I will be transparent with you guys. The publisher did provide me a copy of the game, and guess what? I am enjoying the game. I'll talk about it more in a future video, but I am really enjoying the game. But this is just something that I find to be relatively egregious, and in a vacuum, maybe you will look at it and be like, yo, it's not a big deal, just wait a little bit of time, so on and so forth. But the thing is, this is becoming more and more regular. The early access gimmick is just something I would say the majority of publishers have jumped on board with, and that's something that, you know, I'll fight a losing battle. I'll continue to fight that battle and calling it out for being whack, even with games that I incredibly enjoy, like Space Marine 2, which, by the way, is also having issues in its early access period. And it's obviously something that is going to persist to happen, and people are spending money. The market dictates what's going to happen. However, if you are paying a premium for early access, we cannot let issues like this slide. You guys, there are people spending $30 on Test Drive, $40 on Star Wars Outlaws. You know, I forgot how much Suicide Squad was. I believe it was $30, but this is a lot of money that, yes, the early unlock is only a part of it, but there's a reason why early unlock is being tied to the deluxe editions, to the premium editions, because they see it fit and they see it as a way to draw people in, and it will absolutely draw people in. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and we're super excited for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and you know, he didn't know about the game having early access on, I believe it's October the 8th versus the October the 11th regular release, and he deadpan just looked at me and he was just like, you are insane if you think I'm not spending the $100 on the Ultimate Edition or whatever it's called for Sparking Zero. Like, he is already on board. Like, they have his money. And if that person is so on board with spending an extra amount of money to play the game early, you know there's a ton of other people. And I do believe that same person, had Sparking Zero not had the 72 hours of early access tied to the Ultimate Edition, he wouldn't buy it for the other content. If it was just like the other content that was in Sparking Zero's Ultimate Edition, I don't think he would have bought Sparking Zero's Ultimate Edition, but because the early access is tied to it, and it's such an attractive way, because FOMO is a real thing, you guys, absolutely, and people want to be on the ground floor level of a game. Yes, it's great to be patient and wait for sales and all this, but guess what? A lot of people aren't doing that. Most games, as far as interest level, is going to peak in the first 48 hours to 1 week of it being out. That's just the reality of the situation, and that's why so many publishers are jumping on board and doing this. But if you are gonna do it, we cannot live in this world where the games are coming out early with issues, and people are spending money to just, you know, have issues on the servers, and then having their progress canned in games like Outlaws, Suicide Squad not working, so on and so forth. This is something that we gotta call out and is absolutely ridiculous, but, you know, it is what it is. This is just my opinion, and I know some of you guys think I'm being too harsh and so on and so forth, but I feel like if you're paying a premium for this early access, it is more imperative that it is working completely fine when a game drops. People are paying money for this early access. At that point, it is on you to make sure there are no connection issues, because you are now charging for early access. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Really interested to hear your guys' takes, and maybe it's much ado about nothing, but it is what it is. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.